What could possibly go wrong when you're doing a rebuy of one of your all-time favorite watches? This one's the Seiko Monster, the second generation SRP309. And what could possibly go wrong when you follow some of the good advice out there? Like, don't do a rebuy. Oh, well, ignore that, obviously. But buy the seller, not the watch. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And don't buy to sell. These are all some good pieces of advice when doing a watch buy. So what could possibly go wrong? Well, from this experience, quite a lot. So even though I know I shouldn't do a rebuy of a watch I already sold, sometimes, or way too often, I find myself, I really want to do a rebuy. And this time, this one. So when this old favorite of mine popped up, it did seem like kind of a bargain at $200. And in my early days of watch collecting, I was a big Seiko fanboy. I only collected Seiko for years. And one of the first watches I actually got my eyes on was this generation, the second generation of the Seiko Monster. I still think this is the coolest Seiko Monsters out there with this monster tooth. It's a great looking watch. And I got the black and I got this one earlier. And I ended up selling this one and a few other Seikos to eventually to buy up or to save up for a Formex Essence, which was also a magnificent watch. And of course, I ended up selling that one too. That's a different story. Anyways, I have put up my searches for Seiko Monster on this local marketplace called fin.no. But not too often do they come up for a decent price. So when this one popped up in my search, I immediately felt the need to get it. And so I did, fast and without any hesitations. Maybe too fast. Because at $200, this looked like a no-brainer. And I would be stupid not to get it. It's like free money on the street. If you see money on the street, do you bother to pick it up? And I did plan this as a summer watch, 2024 summer watch. And I knew that I could flip it if I wanted to, or if I needed the money to buy something else. And it's a fun watch. And even though this orange doesn't always sit too well with my super fashionable wardrobe, it's still a great watch. And I felt the need to get this one again. I do have a plan to rebuy some or restock some of my all-time favorites like the SKX, the Turtle, and the Samurai. These are all great watches for this price point. And when you think about it, you can get them used for $200, $300. That's a great deal. And they are great watches after all. So when this popped up, I clicked the button buy now, and there we go. What could possibly go wrong? I know this watch. I knew that if I didn't buy it, somebody else would. This excitement is one of the things that's fun with watch collecting. It's, the treasure hunt. Feels like you're doing a good deal. So where did this go south? Well, let's start with the listing, shall we? It's in Norwegian and pretty minimalistic, so it doesn't promise a lot, but still. I'll try to explain what it says. The watch is in use condition, but keeps time well. Selling it because it's not used anymore. That's basically it. And from the pictures, it looks all right, and I don't mind if it's used and has some scratches. It's a tool watch and a beater after all, and I planned it as a fun summer watch. And the seller did have a pretty good rating. He had a 9.6 out of 10, and he had been on the platform for 12 years or something. Not a lot of transactions, but still, you don't always get a rating. But after I hit the buy now button, a few hours, the seller contacted me and said, hey man, I don't have the box, I don't have the papers, and there's a couple of links that are missing. Well, that was a bummer, but what can I do? I had already purchased it. So I was probably not able to use it on the bracelet. Let's see if I can put it on me. And before we get into that, let's do a wrist check. Today I'm wearing the Helmke rubber titanium. It's an awesome watch. See if you can see it here. Get a good look of it here. Yeah. Anyways, back to the Seiko. So, see if I can put this one on me, this monster on me with on the supplied bracelet that are missing some links. Huh? Well, I know I can get it on me, but it's not. Oh, what happened here? Yeah, this one is not in great condition anyways. This is a diver extension clasp that folded out itself. So yeah, I can get it on, but it's not comfortable at all. It's not possible to put anything. So this is going to hold my blood circulation, and the clasp is actually popping up by itself. So this one is pretty bad condition, unfortunately. But I figure I could always put this one on a rubber strap. It looks great on rubber strap. And I think some of them actually did come on rubber strap when they were new, and not the bracelet. I was still excited when this one arrived. It did seem like still a solid deal. Not a great deal, but a pretty solid deal at least. But not a deal too good to be true. But the first downturn was how dirty it was. And when I sell a watch, I always clean it before I send it. This guy really didn't bother to do that. So that's kind of gross, with lots of dead skin cells from a complete stranger. Ooh. So when you sell a watch, please remember to clean it before you send it. It doesn't have to be spotless, but at least make an effort. Huh? So much for buying the seller, not the watch. And when inspecting it, it becomes obvious that this one, it's not just used. It has a massive amount of scratches. And this bracelet looks like it's been used as a tool somewhere. And the crystal has got a fair amount of scratches too. A lot of scratches. And that was not mentioned at all in the listing. So I guess I should ask more questions before buying next time. So the condition was way worse than I could expect from the listing and the pictures. But what's worse is it's not really keeping good time at all. From my experience with the Seiko 4R35 or the NH35 movement, they keep very good time in general. I don't think I've ever had one of those movements that keeps worse time than plus minus 10 seconds a day. The specifications are plus 45 to minus 35 seconds per day. That's not great, but my experience when setting this one and checking it the next day was a minute or two gained at 2 different days. So, and I haven't worn it actually at all. So I took it to my local watchmaker to check the accuracy on their time grapher. And as we can see, the timekeeping is within the Seiko stated accuracy area-ish. But the amplitude is on the lower side, and the beat error is definitely on the high side. So no wonder this accuracy is all over the place. And when I messaged the seller about this, he just ghosted me, basically. This watch is kind of a bummer buy so far, huh? Doesn't keep time, can't wear it on this bracelet, the clasp is broken-ish, and it looks like it's been through hell and back and beaten up. Beaten up daily, actually. I thought about just flipping it, just post it out there again, but being honest about all these kind of things, I'd probably get my money back. But I do want to give it a chance, and I really want this watch because it's one of my all-time favorites. So I think I will try to fix it myself. We'll see if I'm able to. I have my doubts because lately I have been fiddling with this build your own watch. And that's a project and a video its own. It's coming out in a few weeks. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to don't miss out that video, the build your own watch video. It ain't done yet, so spoiler alert, it is quite a bit more difficult than I expected it to be. And I'm not a particularly handy person, and I really don't have the fingers for watchmaking, it seems. But it's been a fun project. Bit frustrating, but we'll get back to that in that video. Anyway, I'll see if I can fix this one myself. If I don't, I'll take it back to the local watchmaker or get a new movement for it. That's like $30, so no big deal. It will be fun to see if I can regulate it or change the movement. And if that fails, my local watchmaker is a very nice guy, and I'm sure he can fix it for me at a very low cost. There's still hope. There's still hope in a hanging snore, as we say here in Norway. And I have got a new bracelet for it, actually. I got this one. It was about $20 at the you-know-where. I haven't really unwrapped it yet. But I think I'll do that today and throw it on here so we can see it along with my other monsters. And this bracelet it's not original Seiko, but it looks very, very accurate, I think. And it has great reviews. So that's going to be, I'm going to do that in just a few seconds after I'm done filming this. And I think I'll get a new crystal for it as well. So upgrade it to a sapphire with some anti-reflective coating. I think that's going to be nice. So even after repairs and upgrades, I'm looking at about $100 additional for this. So it's not a bargain. It could have been, but this sits nicely along with my other Seikos. So even though I did follow the basic rules, or at least most of them, I was kind of screwed on this one. I did buy the seller and not the watch. I didn't buy it to sell it. And it wasn't too good to be true. But I'm still kind of screwed here, ain't I? So I'm not buying from this guy again, ever. That's for sure. Now, make sure you catch this video. It's pretty good too. Take care. Stay safe. Peace out. Thanks for watching.